Taufiq, how are you?
Oh, hi. Ricky, good to see you.
Now, do you have a copy of that report about the task force we served on about student success and evaluations?
Yeah, that was earlier this semester.
Yes.
I have it right here.
Wow. You have an amazing filing system. It's almost three-dimensional. Taufiq, it's a pleasure to talk to you today here in your office, which I'm going to have to admit I may have a nightmare tonight about being in your office.
It will have served its purpose.
Yes. Well, in a previous conversation about teaching, you connected teaching, learning, and sausage making, and I found that fascinating. Will you expand on that for us?
Well, it catches a student's attention when I say that, look, you're in this class to make sausage. And then I ask them if they know, how is sausage made? Well, it's like how you learn, right? You get bits and pieces of information, and you process that information. Because ultimately, when you take exams, when you write papers, the job of a university student is not to repeat the information, but to think of it in new ways, obtain new insights that they can then produce and say, aha, this is it. This is what I have produced. This is my sausage. And
their grade depends on that, making that sausage, right? Even in World Civ, you've got to make the sausage or you're not going to succeed, right?
Yes. Yeah, you've got a lot of meat. But here is the thing. You're not just making any sausage. You're making good sausage. You've got to be able to retrieve the most relevant, meatiest, leanest bits of meat.
Right.
The best, the information that really matters.
Right.
When it comes to making sausage. Making sausage is not pretty, neither is teaching and learning.
But in the end, it tastes pretty good.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And the thing that I kind of really want students to kind of learn is that the very thrill of having done it.
Right.
At some point or the other, I've got it now. Okay? I know sausage.
So you gave me your teaching philosophy, and that was actually a very interesting read. And one thing that struck me from your teaching philosophy was a term that says students discovering their way. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, a lot of students and sometimes teachers also do this. They decide, okay, this is what you need to know, here it is. Right. And students often are happier that way because it doesn't take them much of an effort, because they don't have to strap on those boots, get provisioned, and endure that long, hard journey of exploration and discovery. And I think that's the way you actually do learn. And some of this is coming out of my own background. I never was that good in math, but I began to kind of gain my footing when I took these classes where we had to prove theorems.
Right.
And that was, for me, the turning point, is that, yes, I have to figure out. No one is telling me. I take the information that I have and make the connections that allow me to come up with a proof. And boy, wouldn't it be great if I come up with a proof that no one else has ever thought of. You know? It's the thrill of the the end of the journey. I'm not going to mention Columbus, despite this being a history department, but it's just the thrill of discovery, and the process of learning through discovery does not fade away. I mean, if somebody tells you this is the answer, or this is the proof, you say, oh, great, wonderful, I know it, and a couple of weeks later you don't. But when you discover the knowledge yourself, it'll stay with you. I think that's the thing that I most relish trying to get across to students. It's starting to rain. Let's just go cut through Lovett.
All right.
To get to performing arts.
So before we go in and make our way to the Performing Arts Hall, let me ask you about the Commonwealth Honors Academy that occurs at Murray State University during the summer. Tell me about your experiences with that and how it's kind of shaped you as a teacher.
Commonwealth Honors Academy is meant to get some really high-achieving high school juniors, rising seniors on campus and introduce them to an array of university-level courses that are interdisciplinary. So it's not the kind of course you'd normally encounter in a university academic department as part of your major, but it's an intensive and quite enriching learning experience for the students. And for us as teachers, the whole process of developing one of these courses is a real challenge. Right. Teaching one of these courses is also a real challenge because the courses last, you teach every day for 3 weeks and it's 3 hours a day. So being able to have enough to say, get students motivated, this is great. I wish more MSU faculty would try it out. It does have an impact. It does have an impact on your teaching. It gives. It's a matter of stamina. There's a matter of just self-enrichment in terms of developing your courses, and it's. And this is completely from a self-serving standpoint.
That's all right.
It helps reinvigorate me at the end of the academic year.
So you're ready to go for the next fall?
Yes, yes.
I got you.
And it makes me. It makes me young and allows me to retain my trim, boyish figure as well.
Right. Well, hey, that's the motivation for any faculty member to try this out.
Don't mention my hair.
Okay. We've made our way here to the Performing Arts Hall at the Murray State University, and I let my guests pick a special place on campus they'd like to continue the conversation. Taufiq, what did you choose this quite nice room?
Well, it's got great acoustics, which means I'll probably sound better here than anywhere else on campus.
It's all about you, right?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
And we're on a stage.
Yes, exactly.
What could be more self-serving than that? Now, one of the things I really was thrilled about when we first came to Murray State was the fact that it has such a great music department. In my earlier incarnation at Indiana, I spent hours in their music buildings, in Recital Hall, for instance. And so this was like a way to not get homesick about Bloomington, about the music,
right,
and so on. And I've enjoyed coming to this place and listening to faculty and students put on some of the best musical performances. So yeah, that's what resonates for me here.
So we've had a good conversation about teaching. I want to know, what have you been taught by your students about teaching over the years? Have you learned from your students by teaching them over the years?
Actually, I'd say that I've become a better student by teaching, and that's where the students have contributed. In my younger incarnation as a student, I'm an older student now, I was impatient. I mean, I wanted to grasp things, and I wanted to grasp them early, often, and then push along with that. I'm not sure if it's old age or if it's the fact that students, I've had this opportunity to teach in classrooms for now 30 plus years, that patience is indeed a virtue in this profession. I have to deal with students who aren't necessarily in a rush, who study at their own pace, and for whom learning is difficult sometimes, at least the way I expect them to learn. And to not sort of blow my top, get impatient, get annoyed and irritated with such students. Learning to do that has helped me to not kind of get annoyed and irritated with myself when I can't understand something, and I can see how that's helped me become a better student.
And teacher.
And teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think it just, they feed into each other.
Sure.
Thank you students for making me more patient, a better teacher. Thank you also for all the hair that you caused me
now,
to
I'm not sure
lose.
you can blame them for that.
My kids. So I have to visit the barber much less nowadays, and I saved a fortune on shampoo.
Yes, it's a cost savings career, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Taufiq, thanks so much for your time. It's always nice
Delighted.
to talk about teaching.
Delighted. Thank you.